The laughable Liberal defense. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. The Liberals aren't enjoying being called out by the media over their excessive expenses, say like $1 million for feeding people in Paris, including 3 bureaucrats that ate $12,000 worth of food themselves, the limo rides for Health Minister Jane Philpott that were overly pricey, or the $6,662 spent by Environment Minister Catherine McKenna to go to Paris and have someone take photos of her at the climate change talks. They're not enjoying this at all, but you won't believe what their defense is on some of this. The PMO has actually released a list of what Conservatives spent on photography during their decade in office. Remember, they kept calling it the Harper decade. Well, they're trying to point out that Jason Kenney, who's now left federal politics and is doing his Unite the Right tour throughout Alberta, that he spent $371,389.84 on photographers and other such skills while he was a cabinet minister in that decade. Jerry Ritz spent $108,992.55. Tony Clement, $68,000, and on it goes. It's laughable for a number of reasons. One, this is over a decade. McKenna was $6,662 for, a week, 2 weeks in Paris? They also all have smartphones now, because we see Catherine McKenna constantly stretching out with her arms, taking pictures of herself. She posts them online. She does this. So she could have done that herself at this point. But claiming the other guys did it so it's okay for us, when you ran on replacing them as being corrupt, out of touch, and spending too much taxpayers' money on silly things, you can't turn around and say, well, they did it too. You sound like a grade school kid who's just been caught doing something they shouldn't. Oh, but Mom, Billy was doing it first. It doesn't matter. You claimed the other guys were not looking out for the interest of Canadians. You convinced voters to replace them, to throw the bums out and put you in power. You're going to be held to a higher standard, or at least you should. And the media finally is. And by the way, Mr. Ahmad, Cameron Ahmad at the PMO, this is not the Conservatives putting this information out there and pushing it. Much of this is coming from a media who are bored in the middle of summer looking for a story to do, and an easy to write up and come across access to information on expenses comes to mind. You're being caught doing the things you denounced the other guys for. Turning around and saying they did it too is no defense at all. It's laughable, and thankfully, this time, the media party, they're not buying it.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.